Did you know that it's been exactly 10 years since Gamergate? I wonder if it's actually on the month. That would be creepy. That would be divine intervention. Like, God wills it. God wills that Gamergate happens again. Um, we're going to talk about it today. I wonder if Monday Matt is going to get another copyright strike on his channel. Like, that's what kicked it off the last time. Like, this YouTuber, not a lot of people watch, but like he's not very small either. Gets a copyright strike and it pisses everyone off. Now it was the Brazilian guy. Makes a Steam account. How dare he? A disgruntled employee from Baby Sweet decides to not like the thing that I think outraged everyone. So a little bit of background story, right? Before we get into that, what outraged people. You have like all these video games companies, right? And they all just push for the buzzwords, right? It's like diversity, like just buzzwords. Like basically, we need more lesbian women in wheelchairs that happen to be black in our video games, right? So they're willing to pay grifters to accomplish that. They're willing to pay subcontractors that are going to go to the company and say, well, we don't like this woman. Her tits are too big. Can you make them smaller? We don't like the haircut. Why do women have long hair? What message are you sending to young girls? No, like, shave that head. Why is her jawline so feminine? Can you make it more masculine, right? Like, we need women plus to feel included. Like that is what's happening, right? My personal take isn't just, like, the fact that they're messing with the story, because I don't really care about stories in video games that much. But they're taking away my tits. They're taking away my tits every single time. It's like you go on YouTube and you watch, like, these trailers. It's like women that are beaten with an ugly stick by the developers. Look what they did to World Combat. Shameful display. I have to make my own fucking video game to get what I want. And I assume that there's other people like me, which is why I think my game will sell. But that's neither here nor there. It's just the fact that, yeah, the vitiligo fetish. It's just the fact that people notice. They notice. And they don't like what they see. So you have, like, this Brazilian guy going around. Well, there's this, like, consultancy company that's been involved with a lot of these changes. And if you want a heads up, like, these are the video games that they worked on. A disgruntled employee from Baby Sweet, a cancel pig. The cancel piggy tries to say, guys, can you flag this account? I want it down. And it wasn't just like flag the account of the Brazilian man. No. It didn't stop there. He wanted his Steam account to be taken down. He wanted that guy to lose access to the games. He wanted him to be punished with the wrath of the Lord. It's like, do you know who you're fucking with, bitch? I will show you. You're going to lose all your video games because you dared speak out against my holy company, which is the sole reason that racism has been going down dramatically in the United States. Black people in the United States are worshipping and cherishing that Sweet Baby exists because you don't know how bad it used to be before Sweet Baby. Like, they have managed to tear racism from America. What, is not true? It's not true, but they're acting as if it is. Like, if you criticize them, they're acting as if you're bringing back the Jim Crow laws. Like they're acting as if they're genuinely making a contribution for American civilization. No, seriously, like, go and see how these people on Twitter act. It's almost like Jesus Christ has sent them on earth in order to fix racism in the United States. And without them, we would revert back to the Dark Ages. Like, if they don't consult Justice League versus Suicide Squad and add their diversity checkboxes, we revert back to the Jim Crow era. All the civil rights, all the Martin Luther King managed to do would be for nothing, right? So this is why it's paramount that we defend their grift. Am I not correct, though? Is this not what's happening? Like seriously, I'm from the outside. I'm not from the United States. But, like, listening to one of these people talk on Twitter, it feels as if that's their contribution. Like, if I was an alien and I came to Earth and I saw how these people discuss with each other, am I not right? User N4 Meta 3 Kittens. Am I not right, though? Like, if I was an alien and I came to Earth and I saw how these people that are working at this consultancy group talked about it, it feels as if their contribution is so monumentally significant that even a small criticism towards them is so dangerous that we need trust and safety to come up and make sure that person loses their Steam account. American Outlier for 5 months. No, he probably was a member for more than 5 months. He gifted 5 membership. Thank you. You know what I like the most about all this? When the gamers finally got pissed off and they were like, who are these people? Why are they doing this? Does the alien have boobs? No, not if Sweet Baby consulted the people writing the alien. No, definitely not. Do you notice that like video games now have penis sliders, but they don't have breast sliders? Every single fucking game used to have breast sliders. It was a feature. It was the most requested feature, by the way. Why wouldn't you have it? Why wouldn't you allow gamers the choice to customize their characters, right? So now you have penis sliders in Cyberpunk, and I think even in Baldur's Gate, it's not a slider, but you can customize the penis. But when it comes to the breasts, like, these size tits have been completely removed from fiction. They do not exist. Like, again, if you are an alien just coming to Earth and looking at the technology that people have available, you would think that this size tits just do not exist in the human genome. Like, they were never created. They never existed. Seriously, name me a character from, like, any modern entertainment that came up in the last 5 years that has, like, these size breasts and it was made in America. I remember it was like that chick from Dragon Age 2. I mean, this size breasts used to be all over the place in comic books. Rogue, right, from X-Men used to have like this size tits. Now they're gone. They just don't exist. They're not there. Where are they? I don't know. Sweet Baby ate them. Maybe that's why it's called Sweet Baby. They suck the breasts. They give titty cancer. Every single female character in fiction has titty cancer. Hyvie, hope all is well. Also, why I'm making a manga. That's a good point. There is a hole in the market. You need to fill it. And before, like, people are going to criticize him from stealing the cyber spine from Stellar Blade. If I had any programming or art talent, I say go to hell and make my own game. Well, you're supporting my game, so that counts. More buyer's remorse from Midwest Finest. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, free the nipple. Anyway, right, it's like, they were so stupid for attacking aesthetics. You can grift, and gamers would have shut the fuck up. Honestly, like, if it's Spider-Man 2, right, as bad as the story of the game is, as cringe as the dialogue is, if they would have allowed Mary Jane to still be a beautiful woman with big tits, no one would complain. Because, like, your brain just shuts off. You know, when you see the fan service, your brain shuts off, and you just don't think of anything else. For instance, Dragon Ball Super. I gotta say, you know, is it too soon? I hope it's not too soon, because I'm not insulting the creator, heaven forbid. But I am saying that Dragon Ball Super, and I said this even when the creator was alive, Dragon Ball Super, horrible. It doesn't compare to Dragon Ball Z. Story-wise, really bad. However, it's fight porn. That's what it is. Like, you watch to see Goku and Jiren go bish, 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 bish. That's why you're watching it, right? You don't care about the lore, the story. It's like when watching a porn film and the chick can't open the jar and the guy comes up, opens the jar for them, and then they fuck. That's like just some plot over there to get to the fucking. It's kind of like that. Right? So, like, Dragon Ball Super was like that, and when you see the fight board, you shut your brain off. You don't care about anything else. It's just, I want to see Goku fire the Kamehameha, and I want to see hit stop time and dodge it. That's it. Why are they there? Why is Goku fighting the Kamehameha? What? No, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Just tell me who's the strongest. That's what I care. Who's the strongest? Beerus is the strongest? Will Goku beat Beerus? That's it. That's what the story needs, right? So, like, if you don't fight with aesthetics and you just give people the spectacle, you would get away with it. But, like, they're fucking with the aesthetics. And because they're fucking with the aesthetics, that's why they're losing. Rima Evanstar is doing a documentary about Pipa. Get the fuck out. Who is Rima Evanstar? Maybe Pipa should do a documentary about Rima Evanstar because I know who Pipa is. I have no fucking clue who Rima is. Let me check. Rima Evanstar. YouTube. Business inquiry. Personal mail collab. What the fuck is this? 40k subs. The controversial rise of Pipkin Pippa. Holy shit. The controversial ascent of Morika Light. Look at this. Oh my god. What do we have here, chat? The dark secrets behind the HoloLive CN incident. Gaurgura. The cost of being the face of VTubers. Let's see what they have. The exploitation. Oh my god, the exploitation of Project Melody, extortion. I need to subscribe to this channel. It seems that these are interesting takes. Okay, hold on. How does this person manage to get 200,000 views per video, but they only have like 40,000 people subscribed? How does this work? Maybe I should shut up, because I'm a VTuber too. Maybe it'll be like the controversial rise and fall of V, you know? Alright, let's see. Ah. Okay.
That she is quite knowledgeable about the topic, as well as being full of great advices.
And you cannot be them, but you can be you. This is so corny. This is so corny. But you can be you, and you can be one of those, like, super cool people. You can be...
Oh, this is why it doesn't have that many, yeah, okay. So the reason it didn't have, like, many views is because, it's premiering right now.
Super talented and super...
RPGs. And if you're a D&D lover like Pippa, do you know what else you might like? This book called The Tome of Phalor. It's a beautiful, comprehensive guide to the...
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a watch. I'll give it a watch, chat. I don't know what to say about it now. Haven't formed my opinion, but I'll give it a watch. Press like, please. V fights the good fights. I know it. Thank you, JD. I appreciate that. Name me 5 old games with boob sliders, not mature. Why, are you fucking kidding me? Like, there were so many role-playing games like that. I think, like, even Neverwinter Nights 2 had it. I don't know, like, exactly the specific game, because it's been, like, what, like 10 years since the last one? Like, please excuse me if my memory doesn't serve. I think even Mass Effect. Even Mass Effect probably had a boob slider. Like they were very common. The mature games, surprisingly, mature games don't have boob sliders. Do you know why mature games don't have boob sliders? Because it's costly to implement. Yeah, no, seriously, I'm telling you this, because I'm doing something similar, right? So, like, a mature game, to have, like, character customizations and all of that is very difficult. Unless you're talking about not adult only, right? So, like, if you're talking about adult only games, that's what I'm saying. But if you're talking about, like, M for mature, well, M for mature can be like Mortal Kombat and stuff, right? So, like, they are on PlayStation. So, yeah, like, many mature games had boob sliders, but Final Fantasy had boob sliders, I think. Is that like something that's Mass Effect didn't have one? It's usually like the games that allowed you to roleplay, right? And they were like third person. You know what? I'll get back to you. I'll actually look, but I'm pretty sure, like, when I grew up, there were a lot of video games that had boob sliders and they had no porn in it. So you could play, like, with a sexy chica, you could play with a sexy elf or something. But yeah, there was no sex in it. You just could control, like, the size of the chest. You could control everything. It's the same thing, like, you have, like, the character creator where you can make different makeup and you can change the facial features and the nose. And yeah, you could make the character more fat. You could have made the character have, like, larger hips. You could make the character have bigger breasts or a smaller ass. Like, there were sliders for everything. The thing wasn't, it wasn't, like, specifically a breast slider, right? Like, it wasn't designed to, like, okay, well, this has, like, this game just has booby slider. No. You had, like, a character customization that allowed you to customize everything from the hair, to the size of the face, to the fat, to the muscles. And amongst them, it was also the breasts. Overall, AAA games don't have boob sliders because it's a possible hazard and additional work. You need to have the clothing work. Yeah, but, like, again, they used to do that. It's additional work. Yeah, you pay extra, but it used to be industry standard. Yeah, like, that's the reason why you don't really have, like, so much customizability. Like it can be justified as a cost. But now you have like sliders that can make the character more fat. You got sliders that can change the body face and whatnot. You said booba slider. Do not move the goalposts. I'm not moving the goalposts. I'm saying that in the past, every single game used to have a lot of sliders, including the breast slide, right? So like that was included. That was amongst them. And then now, you still have like many customizable options, but like the breast slider is removed. Dragon Dogma Character 2 Creator came out, and you can not only do the boob slider, but the butt as well. Yeah, that used to be like a common feature. I don't know why people are looking so shocked. Like maybe they're young people and they never lived in the glorious 2000s, and they have missed that part. But like, no, it wasn't considered porn. It was just normal. Like, let the player customize his character. Yeah, some people like to see bigger breasts. Other people like to see bigger asses. It's like, it's a product, right? Like, it's made for entertainment. It's not a real person there. You're not trying to send a message about women or whatever. You're trying to entertain people. And if you can provide people to customize their entertainment, why wouldn't you? Like for instance, with my game, some people were complaining about the color of the chat box. It's like, V, I don't like the color of the chat box. It's blue. I don't like the transparency. And I was like, okay, I spoke with my developer. Can you not allow the players to customize it? Is it difficult to implement? It's like, no, it will take me like 5 minutes to code. And it's like, okay, well, put it in. And then let people customize whatever color they want, customize whatever transparency they want. Right? Like why would I force it upon them? I swear, most of the time, Zoomers are the ones calling people pedos and porn addicts on Twitter. I noticed that too. And it's usually people who are gay as well, which is kind of bizarre because like you go onto their likes and they have like a lot of homoeroticism. Like you have like these artists that draw like masculine men, right? And then they go after people that draw anime girls, and it doesn't even have to be like the anime girl to be like a loli or something. If the anime girl is 17, right? So like a My Hero Academia, big tits, big ass, you know, and she is 17, they will say, oh my god, you're a pedophile because you like that. And I'm like, dude, what? And sometimes the girl can even be of age. Like she can be Uzaki-chan. And it's Uzaki-chan, it's like, oh, she's minor coded. It's like, did it occur that maybe it's not for you? Like you're into this homosexuality stuff, which I respect and I don't criticize. But I just notice that you're into something else. And if I can respect what you're into, why can't you show me the same thing, right? It's very weird. Yeah, they're starting to be called the gay crusaders on Twitter, like sanitizing culture. And it's just very bizarre. My favorite take is when they, like, you like a beautiful woman, right? So, like, you like the Stellar Blade. They literally think that Stellar Blade, the character from Stellar Blade, is but a child, right? So they think that if you like Stellar Blade, you're a pedophile because she's minor coded. That's on Twitter, alright? Like, I'm sorry to say this, but this insanity actually exists in the real world. And these are individuals that go out and harass artists. They try to dox people. They're very vindictive for some reason. I don't know why. And, they're basically saying, oh, if you like a hot woman, you're a pervert. And I'm like, you know, when I grew up, it was, if you don't like a hot woman, maybe you're gay. It's not a bad thing if you're gay. Like, it's fine. But maybe that's not for you. You know, it's kind of like me complaining that Batman has a big ass. Right? Like I would play Arkham City, and I would say, wow, why does Batman cape keep fluttering and show me the ass all the time? Like, what is that? Why does Batman have such a muscular ass? And it's like, it's fine for me not to like it because I'm straight, but like, there may be other people who play the game who are gay and enjoy that, right? So why would I take away their enjoyment? Why would I even complain about that? Like, leave it in. It's also like one of the best asses in DC Universe belongs to Nightwing. Like, Nightwing apparently has a big plump tushy, and on a lot of LGBT forums, he is being praised, right? Like, people like that ass. Imagine me going there and saying, demanding, oh, well, he's but a child, don't you know? In the comic book, he's under 18. He is but a child. How dare you? It's like, who cares? Right? Like it's not like he's a 5-year-old in the car. It's like, what? Drawings can't consent regardless. Right? Like they can't consent. There's no possibility when Nightcrawler will even agree for you to touch his tushy. So like, why are we even having this conversation? Batman is always crouching. Yeah. V, do you still think Baldur's Gate is a great game? There's a lot of work put into it. I can't shit on a game if there's nothing to shit on. The thing with Baldur's Gate is that it came in a year when all the other games were shit to the point that they wouldn't launch. So I'm willing to say, yeah, like Baldur's Gate does have interesting gameplay. It stays true to the Dungeons and Dragons system. I think that the characters are poorly written. I think that the story is kind of meh. But overall, I wouldn't call Baldur's Gate a bad game. I would call it, like its story is worse than Pathfinder Wrath of Exile. I'll give you that. It's got a worse story than that. However, it's not a bad game. I didn't get bored while playing it. I did get bored while playing what was it called? Dragon Age. Dragon Age 3. Dragon Age 3, I tried to finish twice. Chat, for the love of God, I did my best. I tried to finish that game not once, but twice. Probably 3 times, and I can't remember the third. But I did my best to try and finish Dragon Age. I never could. It's such a boring game. It's literally, it bores me to tears. So yeah, it's a good game. It was broken on launch, yes, and it was still broken after launch. Act 3 didn't work for a while. But overall, yeah, like, will I play this game in 10 years from now? Probably not. Right now, I'm playing Neverwinter Nights again, so. If you like Baldur's Gate 3, you can't complain about the woke. Well, the thing with Baldur's Gate 3 is that when it actually started, the original team wasn't woke. So the original team in Baldur's Gate 3 did Act 1 and Act 2. All of the other cancerous stuff came after, and I remember because there was this controversy where people pre-ordered the game because you could buy the game and you could play a little bit, you could beta test it, right? And you could play a little bit through Act 1, and a lot of people were impressed by it. They were like, wow, you know, this is a really good game, and it had no woke shit in it. None whatsoever. And then when they started adding the woke stuff, a lot of people complained, and they were like, you know, if I knew that you did this, I wouldn't have bought it. So the reason Act 3 is broken, and the reason some of the later characters are so shit, is because the woke came up, and they changed a lot of stuff. So that's why Baldur's Gate 3 is kind of an okay game. Because it's made half by the original Larian team, and by the end of it, none of the original developers and artists from the game were at the company. So you can actually notice a degrading, like this is the perfect game where you can notice, alright, like Act 1 and 2 is really good because that's the original team, and then as the passion moves away and you have like the Grifters, you get Act 3, which again, didn't even work on launch. And if I'm not mistaken, the vampire character, that one was also that one was also added by the later team. Shadow Moon, original devs. So yeah, but the thing is, like, look, it's not like you can't complain about wokeness. It's like, if I'm not a religious person, right, and I don't want religion to be everywhere, that doesn't mean that if I see a movie that has some religious connotations, I can say, yeah, okay, like this one is good, I like it. Like there have been certain woke stuff that I can say it's good. Overwhelmingly, it's bad. But there are certain woke IPs that are actually good. Hazbin Hotel, for instance. Like, I'm sorry to say this, I like Hazbin Hotel. It's got good songs. It's great. What should I do? Huh? What should I do? Should I lie? Should I say I don't like it? It's a guilty pleasure. I was wondering why the vampire kept wanting to sleep with me. Man, like all of the characters are hitting on you constantly. Just non-stop. All the characters just wanted to fuck me. It was like so fucking bizarre. Even the women. Act 3, when you fight to promote inclusive politics for goblins and ensure that the Aasimar do not use preferred pronouns. Yes. Like I found the goblin side mission to be so fucking cringe. Because, like, they're doing the revolutionary shit, and it's like, dude, there's an army of mind flayers coming. The end of the world is I don't give a shit about your problems. And they were, like, so radical, like the leftists, the leftist goblins, if you don't agree with them, if you disagree even slightly, they hate you. It's like, I saved you motherfuckers from slavery. Why are you treating me this way? I don't give a shit about your politics. Like, fuck off, please. The Inquisitor has been notified about your heretical preferences. I know. Anyway, let's look at The Guardian. The Guardian is releasing an article. This goes to show that they're desperate. And I keep saying this. The reason that Sweet Baby is doing this is because they're actually afraid of losing clout, right? Like what they fear the most isn't that gamers are going to boycott companies. They don't give a shit about that. They're afraid that companies are going to think that they're useless and they're going to close the door on them and stop giving them money. That's why they're afraid. So basically what they're doing here is they're trying to show the pool that they have. And it's like, look, The Guardian, we have pool with them. PC Gamer, we have pool with them. Kotaku, we have pool with them. This is why these articles are coming out. These articles aren't talking about gamers, right? Like, they're not addressing the gamers. They're trying to address the shareholders of Ubisoft, EA Games, Blizzard, and basically tell them, yeah, they have pool with us. So this is what it is, right? So as you can see, they're saying that 10 years ago, a developer, aggrieved ex-boyfriend, published a vindictive screed accusing her of trading sex for favorite reviews for her indie game. Take into account that, like, these type of Me Too accusations were like a dime a dozen, and The Guardian never called a single one out. Like, you had so many women coming out and just saying, oh, this streamer took advantage of me. Oh, this person, my boss, took advantage of me. And they had nothing besides an accusation. Just an accusation. Like, no evidence, no footage, no witnesses, no collaboration. Most of the time, the guy would say it didn't happen. And that was the culture from 2014 all the way to 2018. No one called it out. Right? But for some reason, the one thing that they're calling it out, the one thing that they're upset, is Aaron Johnny's accusation. You're not banned in my chat, Coldest Beer. Why would you be banned in my chat? I don't ban people. So, sensing blood in the water, alt-right agitators on YouTube and Steve Bannon Breitbart jumped onto the bandwagon and soon began to steer it as Gamergate. I would like to point out that there were a lot of left-wing people that were part of the movement. I mean, for the first time in internet history, Tumblr and 4chan were working together. So, they're not going to mention that. Many of the tactics became part of the Trump election playbook. Actually, many of the tactics from Gamergate became the tactics of the ADL. The idea of contacting advertisers to pull away from problematic publications, that's what the ADL is doing. Like, this is what Elon Musk is accusing the ADL. So yeah, like, at the time, Gamergate came up with the idea, in order to hurt Kotaku, in order to hurt Polygon, we need to start writing emails to their advertisers and show them, it's like, okay, so you guys have a gaming product, right? Like, you guys want to sell your Intel, and you want to sell CPUs, right? Who buys your CPUs? Gamers. And you're advertising on these publications that are insulting gamers. So why do you do that, right? And it was effective for a while. Like, some brands literally pulled away from these companies. But then the ADL decided to do the same thing. The ADL was the ones that are like, okay, well, this person is problematic. Shut down its bank account. Right? Pull away advertisements from Parler or pull away advertisements from X because they're problematic platforms. Hello, Dragonclaw. Probably there are certain words that YouTube will snipe so fast. Yeah. This week, a 16-person narrative design studio has found itself at the center of a conspiracy theory that holds it responsible for the insidious prevalence of wokery in modern video games. I don't know, like, what exactly is a conspiracy theory, but they are on camera. Like, there is video footage of them literally saying what they are doing. So I think like they should be accused of pushing a conspiracy theory. Like we literally have the CEO of this company saying that, all right, well, I mean, first of all, it's on their website. Like they say that their purpose is to diversify games, right? And they say exactly how they do it. They say like they have like the checkbox and the list and whatever. But they also are like the CEO of the company is in front of the camera at a convention, right? She's not in a closed doors, but and she's basically outright stating, if you work at a gaming company, you need to talk to your boss so that they hire us. And if they don't want to, you need to go to the marketing people and terrify them. That's literally word for word what she is saying. So, where is the conspiracy? Like, a conspiracy would require that they're doing it behind closed doors. They're doing it on the open. They're doing it on their website. And they're doing it in their own conference rooms. It's their stated mission. Yeah. Like let me show you something cute, right? Let me show you something absolutely hilarious. Because there is definitely a PR management team that is trying to, like, rail these people back in. Because, like, they're the ones that shit the pooch when they tried to cancel the Steam curator. Like, no one forced them to do that. It's their own arrogance that got them in the position where the entire internet is upset. So let me see if I can find the thing, because I saved it. But they literally just changed their website. They changed their mission statement. Here we go. Right, so this was on their website, right? This is the Sweet Baby Inc. website. And it said, founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal and working around the globe. Our mission is to tell better, more empathetic story while diversifying and enriching the video game industry. We aim to make games more fun, engaging, meaningful, more inclusive. This is their mission statement, right? And now they changed it to, we begin with an all-hands review and discussion of the project material. We have people share their feelings. We do it because it kicks the project with a multitude of perspectives, blah, blah, blah. We then create and complete narratives, deliverables by keeping the player in mind with a focus on using experience and emotional design. We aim to consult with honesty, transparency, and a conversational approach to help with the best direction for your project. So diversity and inclusivity is only good when it's profitable, right? The moment it becomes controversial, they remove it from their fucking website. Like they removed their own mission statement. This was a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, the internet is forever, right? But again, what I think is happening, like this is my take after 10 years of experience in dealing with the internet. The people from Sweet Baby, they are now talking with a PR company. Like they hired professionals that are working behind the scenes in order to damage mitigate this. So they're basically telling them, okay, well, we're going to contact our friends in the media. This is the story they're going to run. And we need you to change the website to fit with the story that they're going to run. So this is what's happening. That the conversation, again, is not to convince gamers of anything. The conversation is to convince the corporations that they need to still hire the grifters. And hopefully, I guess like this is a longer reach, to convince the internet platforms to suppress and to ban every single talk about this, right? So like that would be their preferred outcome. If YouTube, if X, if all the other platforms like Twitch would suppress any conversation about Sweet Baby whatsoever, label it as misogynistic, label it as far right, whatever, just suppress it, make sure that people don't talk about it. But the main purpose is like their goal is to maintain the standard that they're still like the best company to hire. And there's many companies, right? Sweet Baby isn't the only one, but it is the biggest. Consultation, you mean send the message? No, I mean like grifting, right? Like they need profitable AAA companies that they can latch onto so that they can get contracts and make money. And literally, like these aren't people that are like talented writers, all right? Because I looked into their portfolio, I looked into their resume. They haven't written anything that is popular. But they go to popular IPs that have gone around the world, like Spider-Man and Justice League, and all the other IPs, right? And they think they know better than the actual writer. Like, these people just have a gender studies degree. They don't write successful things. They don't publish good works. They do not. If they could, they would make their own fucking video games. Yeah, and what Dragonclaw is saying is literally what's happening. Like, the timing is awful because all these companies are now trying to save money. This is why, like, most AAA companies are firing people. And they're like, don't we have our own writers that are, like, pushing for diversity in-house? Why do we need these guys? Because up until now, it's like, you need to hire these guys so the people on Twitter don't get angry at you. And the question is, like, what people on Twitter? Like, the Steam Curator, they can't even take down the Steam Curator. They can't take down the Steam Curator. Like, what damage can they do to us? Oh, Kotaku wrote an article. Who read it? 20 people? It used to be that Kotaku, like, a lot of people were like, why do game developers care about Kotaku, right? Why is it that everyone listens to what Kotaku has to say because no one reads it? And the answer was because the shares. Right? Because the shares. It's due to the fact that if Kotaku was slandering a company, you would notice that the shares would go down. So, like, most CEOs and most higher-ups at companies were like, well, we shouldn't piss off Kotaku because we don't want our shares to take a dip. Now they don't have that influence. For fuck's sakes, the journalist of Kotaku was crying, literally crying, to Hassan Piker to have her on his show. Say, what the fuck are you doing? It should be the other way around. Hassan Piker should cry to Kotaku to come on their platform. Like, it used to be, most people don't realize, but Kotaku used to be a colossus. Like, they used to have the biggest megaphone. They would shape the industry. Now it's just like a rag, a publication that's like, I don't know, like a zombie type of corporation that's on its last doorstep. Hit the like button, the bukkake of like must flow. It does. No, unironically, like, this is what this diversity company would do. It's like, yeah, Master Chief. Why wouldn't we have, like, Master Chief be a black lesbian woman in a wheelchair? Right? And that is, like, their contribution. That is what they write. And it's like, wow, but the thing is, like, in 2024, I would expect that to be the thing. Right? Like, they will sell it. It's like, what if we subvert the expectations of gamers? And when Master Chief takes off his helmet, he's like this black lady that's old. She's got like 85 years. And the thing is, like, dude, it's 2024. Like, the first thing I'm looking, who is making the project, right? Like, if this was an anime, I would be surprised. But if it's a Western company making it, I would genuinely be surprised if Master Chief is actually like a white guy. Like, that would genuinely shock me. I'd be like, what, really? They didn't change it? Why not? Did they not hire the gender studies specialist? What happened? What if we made a sequel to Alan Wake, but Alan Wake was replaced by a gay black woman? Yeah, like, this is what they're coming with, right? And they're like, we're subverting their expectations. It's like, you can't subvert what I already expect. Like, if I expect that you would subvert my expectations, you would subvert my expectations by giving me a franchise that actually true to the lore and true to the IP without trying to fuck with it. Yeah, they subvert expectations in the way that one would expect them to make a product that appeals to customers. If they actually made a product that appealed to the demographic, I would be surprised. If these companies hired me, if they let me read a good amount of Spider-Man and gave me 2 weeks, I can have a storyline, narrative, plot, dialogue, backstory, and a side mission, no problem. You know what? Maybe I should hire you, see if you can do that for my game. But unironically, you know, like, there was this successful lady in comics. I didn't remember her name because I saw her in an interview. I don't really know the name of comic book creators, I'm sorry. But she was working for Marvel. And I think I said the story before, but I'll say it again. So she's making comic books. And she got into the industry by some accident. Like, she didn't expect to actually get in, but now she's in, so she doesn't know anything about superheroes, right? Now, what does she do? She starts reading comics. Like, she got hired and she just takes a lot of comics, starts reading them, notices that there is a theme in all the comic books. There is one essence. Like, every single comic book needs to have this. Like, if they don't have this, it's not a comic book. And that is like the battle between the superhero and the villain. So like, as long as Joker tries to rob a bank and then Batman comes up and punches him, that is a comic book. Right? Like, that is the essence of what a comic book is. And this is why many comic books aren't selling now, because they forgot what the essence is. Like, there is a comic book with She-Hulk, and all she does is talk all the time. It's like, what? Anyway. So, no, but Lazy One, like, listen, like, if you don't read comics ever, right? You've never picked one, right? Like, she actually found this insight herself, because there wasn't Google back then, right? So anyway, she finds this out, and then what she does is she goes to the gym in order to train. Like, she wanted to see how it's like to punch something, how it feels to get punched. She wanted to see the physics of an object in motion in order to adjust it to her art. And like, my point is, this was a person that, according to her, entered the industry without knowing anything about it. And she did her best in order to learn so that she can fit in. And she made really great comic books after that. Right? So, yeah. Like, she did notice the most obvious shit, as you say. But what she did after noticing it is interesting. Like, the new people that are joining the comic book industry, they don't even notice the most obvious shit. Yeah, she was literally willing to work. The ones that joined the industry don't notice the most obvious shit. Like, there are comic books with Captain Marvel or with She-Hulk, and they talk nonstop. And they talk about social issues and the rape culture and whatever. But they don't do anything. It's not a superhero story. So anyway, right, let's go back to The Guardian. They're saying that Sweet Baby is a narrative development studio and the video game equivalent of script doctors that works with game developers to ensure their plots make sense and their characters aren't embarrassingly out of touch. This is actually false. The names of the lead writers in Justice League vs. Suicide Squad work at Sweet Baby. I don't know why they keep lying as if we can't fact check this. But the writers from Sweet Baby are actually connected. And even this, if this was the case, right? Even if like they don't do that much, we have the CEO explaining what they do. Like, there is video footage of the people working at this company outright stating. And finally, this isn't why gamers are upset because they're woke. Because there are like so many other companies that do the same shit. Why is particularly Sweet Baby the one that's getting targeted? It's because their employees are cancel pigs. It's because they went after a Steam curator trying to ruin this guy's account, right? Like, God knows how many thousands of dollars he probably has invested into his Steam account buying video games and stuff over the years. And they wanted to shut down his Steam account for the audacity to speak against the company. They're not the underdog. They have connections to The Guardian. They have connections to Kotaku. They're not like some small fry which just happens to all of a sudden get attacked by... No. They're the ones that are the bullies. They're the ones with the big fat cock on the internet that are spinning it around like a helicopter and whipping everyone that even dares to look their way. They're the internet aristocracy. The nobility. They're the big guys. They're the ones making $1 million contracts or hundreds of $1,000 contracts. They have more money than my entire fucking family. You're acting like, oh, there's just some poor innocent people on the internet that all of a sudden are in the controversy. No. 10 years ago, it was female game journalists and critics in the firing line. Yeah, you can't say that 10 years after. Like at the time, it was, oh, it's so dangerous to be a female game. Nothing happened. Nothing ever happened. And now that, if you actually go back and you look at some of the documentaries with Brianna Wu and with Sniper Wolf and many other people, it's like, I was so afraid. I felt as if gamers have snipers outside of my house. And I got a tweet. And immediately I took my husband and I ran for the woods. It's like, what the fuck? Seriously, like right now, because back then the culture was set to make Hillary Clinton look good, right? So you had like feminism, and it was if you disagree with Hillary Clinton's policies, you're a misogynist and you should get fired. Like, that's how people were thinking back then. But now, when you look at it, the people sound unhinged. No, seriously, imagine if I come on the computer today and I say, yeah, so I got someone on Twitter, like Skullfuck47, said that they're going to fuck me up, so I left my house. I ran away from my house. I'm afraid for my life because Skullfuck47, I don't know who he is. It's an egg account, but he sent a nasty message on Twitter. So wouldn't that sound unhinged? But back then, like, that was the thing. It was And look at this, you know, this is why I have nothing but disgust for the current industry. Apparently, a full 91% of developers surveyed by Game Developers Conference last year said that harassment for players was an issue. But, like, have you consulted the players to see if harassment from game developers isn't an issue? Because I know how these people speak on Twitter. Like, they speak like they're the most arrogant pricks in the universe. And they block their customers and they insult their customers and all that shit. Huh? Did you notice that, right? So, like, why is it that I should give a shit about, like, what game developers experience on the internet? Like, what is harassment anyway? Just imagine the fact that if you criticize a company, that's harassment. Like, your definition of harassment seems to be customer feedback. So like, let's read it again. A full 91% of the developers surveyed by Game Developer Conference last year said that customer feedback from players was an issue. 42% calling it a very serious issue. No, seriously, like they consider any type of criticism to be harassment. There is nothing you can say negative about them, their product, their ideology, that they wouldn't label it as harassment. So, in this particular situation, yeah, I'm not surprised that, like, 42% of them find it a very serious issue. Look at this. When Gamergate was going on, the silence from much of the video game industry was deafening. What the fuck are you talking about? The censorship was deafening. Like, everyone was getting censored. Instead of standing up for the people that were being targeted, almost everyone wasn't being directly attacked. They pretended like it wasn't happening. There's no source for this, by the way. No citation, no nothing. Like, they're just outright claiming it as if it's true. And by the way, I just want to, you know, point out that this is the individual that has their hand on the pulse, right? Like, this is the expert. When I think about the person that's in tune with gaming culture, when I think about a person that really understands gamers and they really know everything, right? Like, they know all the lingo and the slang and the buzzwords and all the new metas in League of Legends and they know the new Mortal Kombat DLC characters coming up and they're really in tune with the industry. This is how I imagine. Like, when I close my eyes, this is the type of person that I think, yeah. Like, see, if I was in a bus and I saw this lady next to me, I would walk up to her because I would think she's a friend. It's like, we have so much to talk about. Let's talk about video games, right? Let's talk about Halo. What do you think about Master Chief, right? Like, basically, this is her opinion, right? Like, there's no citations, there's no quotes here, there's no interview, she's not asking an expert or anything. It's like pulling out of her ass. Yeah, silence from the industry when they literally had game developers and companies going on various social media, donating to feminist frequency. Like it used to be a part that there was the Game Journal Pro List, which was I guess like a chat room where a lot of game developers were talking to each other. And they were literally saying how they're forced to donate to Anita Sarkeesian. Because if they don't donate, then they look bad. Like, everyone else donated, so they have to donate as well. What are we talking about? Look at this. There may always be those who believe that the presence of women and minorities in their video games is an affront. Yeah, I mean, the people working at Sweet Baby, they thought that it's an affront for the Steam curator to be Brazilian. And by the way, I'm playing old games now, and I recommend you guys do as well. Like, I'm playing Neverwinter Nights. I played Baldur's Gate 2 recently. All of these games had women and minorities. What the fuck, you know, like the idea that women and minorities came because consultants in gender studies is completely ridiculous. Final Fantasy had women and minorities. No, what is an affront is when you make women into caricatures. Like, let me see if I can find an example where you have a picture of the recent female characters that are coming up in Western games. I think like Halo, yeah, like the company that makes Halo, I think like they were making like 10 or 15 years, something, you know, it was like a graduation thing. And they made a post with all the women that are in Halo. And all of them look absolutely ugly, right? And these are the people that are claiming that, oh, we're representing women. And it's like, okay, like, look. Here is an example where the AI is now fixing. And it's like, okay, if you think that you're representing a demographic, what demographic wants to be represented by mediocre looking, ugly type people? And you have this AI that's like, and by the way, you know, like, these aren't human beings. This is a product. You're selling a product to a market. You're selling this to customers, right? Why are you selling something that you know that the customers don't like? My wife prefers this. Like, even when she's playing video games, she wants to play with beautiful people. Why would I want to play a game where I'm a fat dude? I'm not saying that you can't have a video game with a fat dude. Like, it's fine, right? It depends on the game. But when every single game, when you make it your company's mission to make absolutely sure that all the men are fat and ugly, it's like, that is the question that we have to ask. Who are you making the product for? Even they don't want to play it. I'm looking at the number of people that are playing Suicide Squad versus the Justice League. If all the people from Sweet Baby would play it, it would at least have 16 people online. They don't even have fucking that. The person from The Guardian isn't playing it. No one is playing it, but they're defending it. Everyone is defending these shitty games, these shitty products, but they don't play it. And by the way, you know, I will tell you the absolute ridiculous stuff. Okay, so how much is Helldivers? I think it's $40, right? So now you have this is the absolute state of the industry. Let me just see, because I don't want to spread false and dangerous misinformation. Okay, Helldivers, $39.99. It's one of the most sold games on Steam right now. How many people does it have playing? Hundreds of thousands. Okay, so hundreds of thousands people are playing right now. Early access. No, sorry, this is Palworld. But yeah, so it's got like hundreds of thousands of people playing. $39.99. Very positive reviews. No Sweet Baby. Okay, so $40 for this game. And then you look at, I don't know, Suicide Squad versus the Justice League. $70. 70 fucking dollars. This is if you didn't buy the deluxe edition. If you bought the deluxe edition, it was almost $100, and you had the ability to play the game 1 week earlier. This is what they're doing now, so they, you know, like have people less likely to refund, I guess. Why is a game that's worth $40 so much better than a game that's worth $70? How many people created Helldivers versus how many people created Injustice? Now I know, like, people will say, well, V, you know, just because a game is more expensive to make doesn't mean it will be good. And I'm like, no, I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that it shouldn't be the trend, right? Like, if I build a house with $1 million, it should look at least more impressive than a house that's built with $500,000, right? Like if you have a company that like, okay, let me say that I create a restaurant, all right, and I have $1 million to create the restaurant versus $500,000. Theoretically speaking, the $1 million restaurant should be more successful. It doesn't guarantee success, but it should theoretically be more successful because you have more money to invest. You can hire better chefs, right? You can hire better cooks. You can have better decor. You can create a better ambience. Yeah, no, like this is the thing. I remember when Skyrim came out, like, how many people made it? Less than 100, right? Now you have like these big bloated companies that have like hundreds of developers, And they also subcontract and they get like companies like Sweet Baby and all this shit, and they license, they get all these consultants. And then you look at Spider-Man 2 and it costs like $350 million to make. So like, okay, let's look at Spider-Man 1 versus Spider-Man 2, right? And by the way, apparently like they also fucked up recently. And they released a patch which gave players developer debugging tools, making no sense whatsoever. Anyway, right, so like, this game cost, I think, like 350 million or some shit. Like, it's absurd, right? And this game costed around 150. Do you notice, like, the increase in quality? I mean, yeah, sure, no, like, that is a small increase, yeah, like, some of the visual effects are better and stuff, but, like, this does not look like a $350 million game. Like, a $350 million game, I would expect that, I don't know, you can customize your own spaceships and you can fly around and there's like different planets with different environments and like 1,000 game mechanics and it has multiplayer and it's got like all this type of stuff. That's what I would expect from a $350 million game. There is no justification for this. I don't think it's even remotely possible that they will ever get their investment back. I don't have access to their finances, but I would be shocked if they get their $350 million back. There's just no way. There's no reason. And I'm willing to bet that at least 50 million of the dollars is the bloat. Is the diversity officers and the subcontractors and the Sweet Baby contracts and all that shit, and then all the people that are looming over the developers and all of the bureaucracy that they created, and the marketing team. Oh, fuck. The marketing team. So, okay, $350 million to make. How much did they spend on marketing? How much did they spend on marketing, chat? Meanwhile, we have Pal World. I would even say that Ashley and the Coffin of Lele would be considered a success. Why? Because it costed jack shit to make. By the way, Nikke. Fucking Nikke. Alright, like, Nikke, a lot of people mock me when I bring Nikke up on Twitter. Right. They're like, oh my god, Nikke is just a gacha game. No, it's a money printing game. Like this video game right here. Sweet Baby wouldn't allow it. Sweet Baby would not greenlight this game. If you have this, Sweet Baby comes up, they're like, no, nope. Modern audience wouldn't like it. And it's a money printing machine. I don't give a fuck. Oh, it's just like a phone game. It doesn't have gameplay. Dude, the market is speaking. Shut the fuck up. When the market speaks, you shut the fuck up. You don't lecture the market lectures you, alright? This is what sells right now. Now they will say, well, it doesn't have gameplay. Okay, imagine if you have a AAA game, like an actual AAA game, and you put this in. You would have problems selling it in the West, by the way. Steam would probably not allow it. They have like this fetish with anime. I don't know why, but there is a rage that I can't justify. It's almost like the anime girls caused inflation and Bidenomics. This is how they're treating anime women now. I genuinely cannot fathom as to why that is. Anime boys, not so much. Like, if you have a video game with anime boys, that's fine. But anime girls, like, it enrages the West. Like, the West is like a bull, and the anime girls is making them see red. There is, like, something about this style that like, literally gets the Westerner to foam at the mouth in rage. So, yeah, like, making anime games on Steam, very difficult. Very difficult. And one of the reasons that they're doing this is because, first of all, they consider any type of sexualization to be porn, right? So, like, any type of outfit that's remotely revealing, it's okay on OnlyFans, it's okay on real women, but it's not okay in anime, right? So, like, this chick right here, right, like, way over, they can't even comprehend how sexualized she is. Now, the interesting part is that they will have a rule that says even if she is over 18, right? So like even if you have the story and she is over 18 and she acts over 18 and you do everything, if they think, so it's subjective, 100%. If they think that she doesn't look 18, so if they think she looks 17, they will consider that to be a lolly and pedophilia. So like for instance, this girl here, right? She's got small breasts and whatnot. Does she look 17? If it's a gray area, they will say yes, ban. Unless, of course, you're a big company. If you're a big company and you show that you're making millions, you're in a different tier, so they will treat you differently. But this is why, like this is the culture in the West right now. I don't know why it is, but it is. It's not a culture in Europe. Like in Europe, people are normal. But in the West, that's how they view it. That's how it's being enforced. So if you made a game like Nikia right now, because a lot of people ask, well, where is all these indie games? Why don't we have more indie games? Because Steam bans them. That's why. Like, Steam genuinely bans these games. I think it was Josh. Josh was asking. It's like, where are the indie games? Do you honestly not think that if the grift requires consultants to be hired by the AAA teams, and I do think, like, if you hire the consultants, they also have connections to let your game pass, right? Because, like, a lot of people ask, well, why is that Baldur's Gate 2... I mean, okay, hold on. I can actually prove to you that this is the case, right? So Steam has like this take that if your game is mature, hold on, let me check something before I say it, because I want to make sure that I'm saying the correct things. Yeah, so Steam believes that if your game is rated mature, right? So M for mature, we're not talking porn, we're talking mature. If your game has mature themes in it, and it takes place in a high school, and you have underage people there, if it has any type of sexual connotations, any type of sex acts, the game gets banned, right? So this is what Steam says. It's Steam's policies. If the game has characters that are in a high school, or if the characters are underage, and it has any sexual themes, the game gets banned. And many games have been banned because of that. Life is Strange didn't get banned. Life is Strange takes place in a high school, the characters are underage, and the villain is a pedophile teacher that is a serial killer. And that's on Steam. And there have been like other games that weren't sexual, like anime games where you have like a group of students that are fighting demons and stuff. That one gets banned. And I genuinely think it's due to the Sweet Baby's connections. Not Sweet Baby in particular, but like consultancy companies. Like they hire one of these consultancy companies and they're the ones that have connections to other companies, and they give the green light. But yeah, Baldur's Gate, for instance, has bear sex in it. The Last of Us 2 has an actual sex scene in it. Very disgusting. The one with Abby. Like, it's very visual, graphic, with all the sound effects. Everything is there. That one is on the PlayStation. But there are like visual novel games that barely have any nudity, and those get banned from PlayStation. And I generally think it's these consultants. Because, like, otherwise, why would you hire them? Like, what exactly do they bring to the table? And I think this is what they bring. Yeah, I think it's based on the consultants you hire. I think it's based on how big the company is, right? So Saran Kagura is fine, but, like, others don't make the cut. Anyway. It is probably literally Sweet Baby Inc. list Valve as a client on their website. No, I genuinely think that's the thing. Because like, I'm trying to think about it from a company point of view, right? Like, I'm a company like Ubisoft, and I have like these consultants coming to me, and it's like, okay, well, we want to provide a service for you. And I'm like, okay, what exactly do you do? Well, we want to diversify your games. And I'm like, but we already have our writers. Like, our writers know how to write diversity. Why do we need you? And they would probably say, well, because we can open doors with Valve, we can open doors with Sony, we have connections in the media. I think that's how the conversation goes. Otherwise, like, that, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you need to hire outside? Like, usually when you subcontract, it's more expensive anyway. Why would you need to do that when you can just hire in-house? You can hire like a cheap gender studies student that just graduated, and you have that as your writer. Why would you even want to hire someone like Sweet Baby when they probably cost a lot? They probably make millions of dollars with this grift. This is the only way that I can explain it. The consultation companies are basically a protection racket. Being honest, most games would still have progressive themes because most developers are leftists. Okay, so first of all, it is true, like most games would have leftist themes, but you'd also have right-wing games. Do you guys forget about Manhunt? Did you forget about GTA? GTA was making fun of progressive issues, like they were making fun of transgenders, and they were making fun of a lot of shit. You literally have, like, in the first mission of one of the GTAs, you're a black person and you steal a bike. That's literally the first mission. But the reality is, like, if you want to make an indie game and you want to sell it on Steam, you're not allowed to have any type of hate speech in it, right? So, like, if you were to make now a GTA game that you're, like, the first mission is you play a black guy and you steal a bike, that game gets banned. Again, like, people ask, it's like, what are the indie games? Steam is the gatekeeper. You guys just don't read the terms of service for developers. I have to read them because I'm developing a game. But, like, they are very strict with what you're allowed to publish. And if you were to make, like, a video game that, I don't know, doesn't get on Steam, like, where are you going to put it? The other platforms have their rules as well. GTA has never been remotely right-wing in any way. Dude, if GTA came out today... I mean, I can prove it. Hold on, I can prove it. When they remade GTA 4, they removed stuff from it because it's controversial. So they removed the thing with the transgenders, they removed the things with the hookers, they removed a lot of jokes. You can say GTA was not right-wing. If it came out today, it would be considered right-wing. Again, like, they removed stuff because it was too right-wing. Oh, they made fun of cancel pigs. Like, there were the radio shows that made fun of people that wanted to cancel culture and stuff. They made fun of a lot of... I would say GTA was populist. Let's put it like that. Let's stop it with the left-wing, right-wing bullshit. It was populist. It wasn't pro-establishment. It was free. Okay, well, whatever. Put a castrated version on your game in Steam and then have a link to the uncensored. The thing is, like, unless you're Kagura, most people don't know. And to support two versions of the game is hard. Like, you need to support the patch and you need to support the actual thing. It's not as easy as you think. You need to have a lot of money to be able to do that. But like, okay, so video games like Manhunt wouldn't be able to be done today. There was a video game Hatred. You can't do it today. Any type of edgy game, you're not allowed to do. And the thing is, like, when you're an indie dev, right, and all you have is, like, some shitty graphics, and you don't have a lot of money to work with, then edginess could actually help drive your game. Like you could make something really edgy and be able to sell. This is how the Coffin of Ashley and Lele managed to go through. But no one thought that, oh, well, they would freak out because of incest. And they didn't. They freaked out because of the anime style. That's why they freaked out. Because if they drew the Coffin of Ashley and Lele as Steven Universe characters, no one would freak out, right? So the reason this game got controversy, like they're saying it's because of the incest, right? But the reality is that Game of Thrones has incest and no one gives a fuck. And there's many other games with incest and they don't care. The only reason they cared is because of the anime aesthetics. Right? Because Ashley looks like an anime girl. If they were made to look like Steven Universe, they won't care. Again, that is like literal seething. They're foaming at the mouth when they see anime characters. They can't handle them. I don't know what it is. It triggers them to no end. And it's mostly Zoomers. And when you go on their Twitter, they like anime characters that are men, and they're doing love to each other. Either that or furries. Yeah, the gays gate, yeah. Yeah, Postal wouldn't be made today. My God, like there's so many video games that I grew up with. They would never get the green light. Yeah, I know, like considering the themes, incest would be the least problematic. But like again, like who fucking cares? Like since when are we concerned? Like since when are we pearl clutching because a video game has incest? When again you got Game of Thrones. Literally, the first scene has Cersei and her brother having sex. And they tried to kill a child because they saw like why is that okay? Well, and this isn't. Who makes these rules? Like who creates these ambiguous standards for fiction? Yeah, I mean Postal has a new IP. Yeah, like if you were to try to like no, if I make a first person shooter that's literally like Postal, right? So it's got like this guy walking around pissing on everything. And you know he's killing random people and activists, and you have like what did Postal have, right? You'd have like environmentalist activists, you'd have like feminists, you'd have like right wingers, MAGA support. Like you make fun of everything, right? It would get banned on Steam. There is no way the game would be allowed. Like they would look at it and they would say, no, it's got hate speech in it. It's got racism. They would never greenlight it. Yeah, when I was playing Postal, I was dying of life. I remember when the Muslims come up and they attack a church, and the priests go like, "Oh, my peaceful brethren, it is time we wage war," and the priests have like machine guns and stuff, and it was funny because like the entire game was a parody. Anyway, right, I think like the most edgy game you can have now, is High on Life, right? Like High on Life, I think is what Postal is supposed to be, so. It's this right here, hold on. Going through the commercials. 5 more seconds. It's almost there. Right, this is what I think Postal...
Selling humans as drugs. You're the only one that can stop them.
Right? Like this is literally Postal, but it's safe edgy.
I realize we're gonna have to take out the entire alien drug cartel.
Oh yeah, that's one of my children. They die fast. Don't worry, it's easy to make more.
Yeah, like this is what Postal would look like. But it's safe edgy, so it's a lot. Like notice how you have like all these games that curse a lot, right? So they curse non-stop like a punctuation sign, but they never use slurs. Not one. Even the black characters do not use slurs. No one uses slurs. But they curse like fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck. Like that's fine. Yeah, it sucks because it's safe edgy. If that game was like genuinely edgy, if they would do like what South Park did in season 1, and you like first of all you would actually laugh at the jokes, then that game would make sense. It would be like, yeah, this is hilarious. Anyway, right? You do have pissing mechanics. One of the guns, I think it pisses. Yeah, I think like there are pee jokes in the game. High on Life is pretty much what I hate about modern gaming, yeah. They won't drop a hard R. They won't even say retard. They won't, because it's safe edgy. Anyway, right, I'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the super chats, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.